Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a bookshelf tour. I've been wanting to do a bookshelf tour for so long and I just kept putting it off because I don't know, I felt like my shelves were not that cool, I guess. They were like a huge mess for a while and then I organized them. If you've seen my bookshelf organization video, I did some of that in there, and then literally like 2 nights ago I reorganized like these few shelves, and I'm really happy with the way they're looking right now, so I wanted to do a bookshelf tour. I have the Billy bookshelves from IKEA like everybody else does. I organized my shelves by genre, so each shelf is like a different genre, and then on each shelf I kind of just organize them in a way that I think is appealing to my eye. I used to organize them alphabetically, and I was like really anal about it too, like it needed to be alphabetical. I don't know why. I'm not a library and I'm not like a fucking Barnes & Noble, so I don't know why I felt the need to be that extra, but whatever. If you organize your bookshelves alphabetically, that's great. I'm happy for you. I personally just don't want to do that anymore. So I kind of just organize them in a way that I think looks nice. To me, at least. I have no idea how I'm going to film this in regard to like the top shelves, so we're gonna figure that out. I haven't really put much thought into it, but yes, let's begin the tour. So here's a quick overview of my bookshelves. Again, they're just the Billy shelves from IKEA. Standard white Billy bookshelves. Ignore my rabbit's water bowl to the left. So starting with the top shelf of the first bookshelf, this is my first classics shelf. First, over here I have my Penguin Black Classics editions. I have Vanity Fair, The Woman in White, Ethan Frome, Uncle Silas, Dracula, and the Castle of Otranto. And then here I have this edition of Carmilla by Sheridan Le Fanu. I think the cover is super cool. Then I have War and Peace and Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy. Look at this cover. Is that not just like gorgeous? Anyway, here I have my Penguin cloth-bound classics. I have Wuthering Heights and Jane Eyre kind of on the sides, and then all of these are Jane Austen. I have Emma, Sense and Sensibility, and Pride and Prejudice. And then on top I just have this perfume sprayer dispenser, what the fuck is that? Dispenser bottle from Hobby Lobby. And then here I have The Tenant of Wildfell Hall by Anne Bronte. I have Crime and Punishment and this like cover, which is like really cool. And then Madame Bovary. Isn't that so cute? So cute. And then I have Persuasion by Jane Austen, this little like pocket book edition. A Little Princess and The Secret Garden, both by Frances Hodgson Burnett. Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass, which is like one of the pretty Barnes & Noble leather-bound editions. Then I have The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, The Picture of Dorian Gray, and The Great Gatsby. Alright, this is the second shelf on my first bookshelf, which is my second classics shelf. The first book I have is The Arabian Nights, and look at this cover. Isn't that stunning? I have Les Mis Lolita by Vladimir Nabokov, my collection of Little Women books. I have this one that I found in an antique store. It had a dust jacket, but I took it off because, I don't know, I thought it looked really cute without the dust jacket. I still have the dust jacket, it's just not here. And then I have this little tiny one, which is like a super like abridged version that my mom had when she was a kid. It's like super old. And then I have my Seasons edition, which is beautiful. It has pink sprayed edges and it's just gorgeous. And then I have my Barnes & Noble leather-bound edition. I got this one in like 2011, 2012 or something. They recently, I think, revamped it and it's pink now and like the font is different and it's super pretty and I kind of want it. And then next, stacked here, I have Paradise Lost. And then stacked in the middle here, I have Tales of the Greek Heroes, Grimm's Complete Fairy Tales, which is also a Barnes & Noble leather-bound edition, Frankenstein, and this ballerina snow globe that I thought looked pretty there. Next I have The Adventures and the Memoirs of Sherlock Holmes. I have Romeo and Juliet. Is that not gorgeous? is that not gorgeous? Like, come on. I don't think Barnes & Noble is making these anymore, these leather-bound Shakespeares, which is really unfortunate because it's really pretty and I really want a version of Othello like that. But I have The Telltale Heart, The Turn of the Screw and Other Short Fiction, The Haunting of Hill House, Phantom of the Opera, The Great Dialogues of Plato, and Homer's Odyssey. Alright, this next shelf is fantasy. I have Harry Potter series and then this wand, which is Hermione's wand. And then I have the Percy Jackson The Olympian series, the Heroes of Olympus series, which I've only read The Lost Hero and then like half of The Son of Neptune, and I gave up on it because I didn't care about the new characters. But I bought The Mark of Athena. So yeah, I don't know about that. And I have this candle from like Target that I thought looked nice here, but it also smells really good. So, and then next to the Heroes of Olympus series, I have the Archived Duology by Victoria Schwab, which is chef's kiss. Maybe. At least it was when I read it at like 12, 13 years old. And then I have The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. And then I got this vase thing from Hobby Lobby, and then these fake flowers also from Hobby Lobby, and then just like got creative. So yeah, I think it looks cute. So this shelf is basically like urban fantasy and just fantasy in general. Over here I have this like robotic butterfly thing, which doesn't have any batteries, but when it has batteries, it's kind of cool. It like flies around. It is really loud though, so like when it smacks against the side of the jar, it's like really loud, but yeah, it looks pretty cute here though. So first I have the Infernal Devices trilogy with Clockwork Angel, Clockwork Prince, and then of course Clockwork Princess. She needs to be on display at all times. Next I have the Shadowhunters Codex, which I remember when this came out. This was so exciting when this came out. Oh my gosh, when I saw this at Target, I was so excited. I was like 13. And then after that, I of course have the Mortal Instruments series, which I still haven't read City of Heavenly Fire. So that's great. I got it when it came out and never read it. I really want to reread the series though, to see how I would feel about it today, because obviously I was obsessed with it back in the day. But I really want to reread it and see how I would still feel about it today, and then finally read City of Emily Fire. And then I have The Diviners by Libba Bray, which is like the first like cover, I believe. The cool one before they decided to change them all and make them all ugly, but I never read it, you know, I still haven't read this. And then when they changed the covers, that was like more of an incentive not to read it because I didn't want to have mixed matching covers. I don't know. Whatever. I'll read it one day. And next I have Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, Vicious and Vengeful by V. Schwab. I have read Vicious. Will I ever read Vengeful? I have no idea. That is the question, you know? Will it ever get read? I haven't completely settled with not reading it, which is why I still have it. But you know, if that day comes where I finally decide, you know, I don't ever want to read Vengeful, I will get rid of them. But for now, I haven't completely settled on that yet, so it stays. And then I have Circe by Madeline Miller. Right, this shelf is like science fiction, dystopian kind of stuff, that kind of situation. So first, I have this Spider-Man wall. That's it. He's just a Spider-Man ball. And then I have the Darkest Minds trilogy, which I ate up when I was like 13. I thought this was so good. I really want to do a reread of these too, because I thought these were like genius. Like I thought these were so good when I was younger. And I don't know if they're going to hold up that way today, but I really want to see. I really want to reread them and see how I feel about them today. And then I have the Divergent trilogy, Hunger Games, We Are the Ants, Star Wars Heir to the Empire. This is the first book in the Thrawn trilogy. And then after that, I have like modern classics, or what would be considered more like modern classics. I have The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath, The Collected Poems by Sylvia Plath, Beloved by Toni Morrison. Stacked here, I have The Handmaid's Tale, Breakfast at Tiffany's by Truman Capote, and A Clockwork Orange by Anthony Burgess. And on top, I just have this globe. And then chilling over here, I have Sailor Moon, looking cute. And then I have In Cold Blood, also by Truman Capote. Okay, so for this last shelf, I'm having to refilm the footage for it. So that's why the lighting's a little bit different, but... So this book down here is just an astrology book, and it's called The Only Astrology Book You'll Ever Need. I take astrology with, like, a grain of salt, honestly. I just think it's fun. And here I have basically like a companion book to the Jung and Tarot card deck. And next I have How to Interpret Dreams, and then I have another companion book to another tarot card deck that I have. Oh, hello! Hi. Hi. Oh, okay. Anyways, and here I have my tarot cards in this box. They're just wrapped in silk in here. Oh, hi. Welcome back. Oh. Oh, he scratched. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I have 2 tarot decks. They're both in here. That's where I keep them. And then this is a palm reading book. And this is a book of all of Van Gogh's paintings, which is pretty cool. And these are all, well, not all of them, but these are some Mad Libs. I used to do Mad Libs all the time. I used to love Mad Libs. Like, the amount of Mad Libs I did when I was a kid is just insane. This isn't even half of the Mad Libs books I had. Like, this is only 4, obviously. But I had so many. I don't know where the other ones are, but I still have them somewhere. This is a book with pictures of bad taxidermy. I don't know. It's kind of amusing sometimes, I guess. This is a Sailor Moon short story manga. This is a book that my boyfriend got me for Valentine's one year. This is just like a journal, and those are some photo albums. Starting with the top shelf of my second bookshelf, this is my horror slash thriller slash mystery combo shelf, I guess. So first I have House of Leaves, which I promise to myself that I will read one day. Don't know what day that'll be, but it will come. I swear it will. After that, I have all of my Stephen King. I have The Green Mile, It, Insomnia, Carrie. This hardcover of Carrie I got off eBay. It is so hard to find a hardcover of Carrie today. Like, it's insane. I have Pet Sematary, Misery, Gerald's Game, Dolores Claiborne, and then I have The Exorcist, which is amazing. The Turn to the Key by Ruth Ware, Bunny by Mona Awad, which I still haven't read and need to. And then I have Sharp Objects, Gone Girl, and Dark Places by Gillian Flynn. I have Ghost Story by Peter Straub, which I really want to read this year. Coraline by Neil Gaiman. And then I have Dawn by V.C. Andrews. I have no idea what this is about, but I got it because I read Flowers in the Attic when I was like 11 and loved Flowers in the Attic, so I wanted to read more of V.C. Andrews stuff, but I never read it. So I just have it. Maybe I'll read it one day. And then, after Flowers in the Attic, which is also a really difficult hardcover to find today, that I also bought off eBay, right after, I have Flower in the Attic. Isn't that special? A bread shop mystery. It's a murder any way you slice it. I have not read this. Then I have I'm Thinking of Ending Things, Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, and Perfume by Patrick Suskind. And look at this cover. Isn't that just gorgeous? Come on. It's so pretty. Okay, this is the second shelf on my second bookshelf. This is where I put, like, real life stories. So, like, contemporary or historical fiction or things that could happen in real life. If anything on this shelf has any fantasy element, it is purely because I don't know it has that, because I haven't read it. So if it's on the shelf, it is somewhat realistic, at least to my knowledge, because I haven't read everything on this shelf. But first I have this little turtle thing. They're like turtles and they're stacked on each other and you can move their head, and it's kind of fun. First I have The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna, All the Light We Cannot See, My Sister's Keeper by Jodi Picoult, The Help, A Little Life, White Oleander, The Godfather, which I actually really hate how this looks here. It looks so out of place. Like, this looks like a Bible or something, and it's just like, ooh, like just straight in the middle of everything. I don't know. I don't like it there, but so it's probably not gonna stay there, but it's there for now. Marriage Plot, Middlesex, and The Virgin Suicides by Jeffrey Genovese, and look at her. Look at that. Is that not stunning? You know what I mean? So pretty. The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt, City of Girls by Elizabeth Gilbert, Big Little Lies, which I read about 10 pages of at some point and just didn't finish, Me Before You, Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reid, My Dark Vanessa, The Lovely Bones, which I need to freaking read, A Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime, All the Ugly and Wonderful Things, Her Body and Other Parties, and then lastly, The Last Song and The Notebook, both by Nicholas Sparks. Alright, this shelf is kind of a continuation of the one before it. Basically, anything that could happen in real life, basically, is on this shelf. Well, I think there's some things on this shelf that kind of have, like, fantasy elements to them, but for the most part, it's mostly, like, real life-ish kind of stories. I have this little thing. It's a fake succulent. It's not real. I don't know. I do want to get some real succulents, though, to put on my shelves. I think that would be really cute. First, I have The Book Thief, and I have Speak, Paper Towns by John Green. This book, Frat Girl, which I talked about in my most recent book haul. Don't know anything about this, but I got it because I thought it looked and sounded really bad, and I want to read it and see if it actually is bad. You never know. I have Crazy Rich Asians, Watch Over Me, which this one does have some kind of, like, not real-lifey vibes or events, but it still goes on the shelf. Because for the most part, it's, like, somewhat realistic. Next I have How It Feels to Float by Helena Fox, and I bought this book strictly for the cover. Look at that cover. That's gorgeous. I've never seen anybody else on BookTube talk about this book, read this book, show this book. I've never seen it anywhere. I just went into Barnes & Noble and I saw it and I thought it was gorgeous, so I bought it. I did read it. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was, like, amazing, but I enjoyed it enough to keep it, that's for sure. And I'm thankful for that because this cover is just, look at that. Is that not stunning? Come on. Next I have American Pastoral by Philip Roth, Sadie by Courtney Summers, My Year of Rest and Relaxation, Fangirl, Red, White, and Royal Blue, and Call Me By Your Name. Next I have these two pink, like, vases. I have so many of these on my shelves. I've just realized that. But it's okay. I think they look cute. I'd also like to get some fake, like, flowers and stuff to put in there. Next I have this little, like, crocheted version of me that my mom made me, and she's wearing a hat that looks like my pet rabbit. It's just so cute. Look how cute that is. And then behind her, I just have this pink candle. And then this is my very small and tiny collection of nonfiction. I have... Oh, this isn't even nonfiction. This is Graffiti by Savannah Brown. It's a poetry collection. I'm pretty sure this was self-published, but she is on YouTube, and her poetry is... It's fantastic. She's amazing. Go read her stuff. It's amazing. And I have Stay Sexy and Don't Get Murdered, which is written by the creators of the My Favorite Murder podcast, which if you like true crime and you like podcasts, listen to this podcast. It's amazing. And I have In the Dream House by Carmen Maria Machado, which I plan on reading very soon. This is another fantasy shelf. It is quite empty. It's not completely filled, but this is the shelf. I have the Hex Hall trilogy, The Immortalist by Chloe Benjamin, The 13th Tale, A Game of Thrones, Ninth House, The Time Traveler's Wife, The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern, of course, on display, and then The Night Circus, also by Erin Morgenstern, right next to it, and then Dig by A.S. King, which I don't really know if this falls under the fantasy genre. On, like, Goodreads, it has, like, 20,000 different genres underneath it, so I just put it here. And then here, I just have this, like, mason jar thing with all my bookmarks in it. And this is super cute on the side of it. It's like a mermaid bookmark, but she has this, like, thing hanging off her tail. And I like putting it in here because it, like, dangles off the side. And it looks cute. Now we're at my favorite shelf. This is my vampire shelf. Everything on here is vampires. These are just all vampire books. First, I have this, like, purple skull thing my boyfriend got me for Halloween. But I kind of want to get one of those, like, fake tea light candles that just, like, you turn a switch and it, like, lights up, looks like a candle, and then cut a hole in the bottom and, like, put it in there because this is, like, hollow and it would, like, glow. I don't know. I think that'd be cool. But first, obviously, I have Twilight, and then The Vampire Diaries, the first book in the Vampire Diaries series, which I think is just garbage, but I keep it because, I don't know, I think it's funny, and I want it there. And then I have this cool cover of Carmilla by Sheridan Le Fanu. Look at that. Is that not, like, the coolest thing ever? And then I have The Short Second Life of Bree Tanner, which I really liked when it came out. When I read it, I really liked it. I don't know what everybody else thinks about this book, but I enjoyed it. I mean, when I was like 12, I don't know. And then Dracula by Bram Stoker, and look at this cover. Is that not cool or what? You know? The Beautiful by Renee Ahdieh, the first book in the Vampire Academy series in hardcover. It is so hard to find. I think like the first few books in the series in hardcover, I cannot find them anywhere. Online, you cannot find them anywhere, and if you want to get them in hardcover, they're like so expensive. I don't know why. After they made the new paperback covers, they're like, I don't know, you just can't find them in hardcover anymore. At used bookstores and stuff, I'm always able to find like the last 2 books in hardcover, but not the rest of the series, which sucks because I have the first one in hardcover and I got it like way back when, and it's just, I don't know, it's like a relic, you know? It's like a historical artifact. Then I have the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires, and then kind of most of the Vampire Chronicles series by Anne Rice. There's still a lot of books missing from it, but I have Interview with the Vampire, which is the first one, The Vampire Lestat, The Queen of the Damned, The Tale of the Body Thief, Lasher, Memnoch the Devil, Pandora, The Vampire Armand, and Blood Canticle. This shelf, I don't really need to talk about this shelf, I don't think, because there's like nothing on it, but I just will for the sake of doing all my shelves. I just have this TARDIS thing that I got in like middle school, and then behind it I have Daria, the complete animated series, like on DVD, and I put it behind that because my rabbit chewed the side of it and I didn't want him to keep doing that, so I put it behind the TARDIS. And then this is my grandma's copy of Pride and Prejudice that I have not been able to give back to her because of COVID, so that's awesome. These are 2 of my boyfriend's books. He has Little Women because he wanted to read it because it's my favorite book. And then he also got this copy of Flowers in the Attic because I told him to read it. And then I have Will Acting Spoil Marilyn Monroe? And this was like used and it was like old and stuff, but it was like still pretty intact. And then my rabbit decided, you know what, I'm just gonna eat it. So that's cool. But he doesn't eat it anymore. I think he tasted it and he didn't like it, so yeah, he gave up on that. And then I have Barbie Solves a Mystery, which I found this at an antique store and I thought it was just cute and funny. So that concludes my bookshelf tour. I really hope you enjoyed seeing my book collection, my personal library, what I like to call it. I put this video off for so long just because I felt like my bookshelves weren't anything special, and I felt like everybody else on BookTube had like prettier bookshelf setups than me and everything, but I realized that literally does not matter. Like, who cares? We all have bookshelves, we all have books. That's what we like to talk about, so it does not matter. Who cares? Everybody likes to decorate or organize their bookshelves in different ways, and this is the way that I like to do mine, so that's all that matters. Yeah, that concludes today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye!